Well, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 152 of Psycho's Platters. I know it's been a little while since I put out my last one, but part of the reason why, or sponsored by coffee, part of the reason why for the delay was I got to spend some good but brief quality time with my oldest daughter and grandkids. I have a new one. He's only not even a month old, named Noah. So, you know what, I think I'll dedicate this episode to him and Liam. I'm glad to have them in my life. And Hayden, too. That's my granddaughter. And you know what, though? I bet you by the time they get to be at least teenagers, are they going to understand this vinyl stuff? I don't know. I hope so, because I'm hoping to teach them. So, what I really want to tell you guys about is that I know this is going to sound redundant, bear with me, but I hit it again. I struck the same two places and found more 45's. These ones are a little bit more varied, so I want to go off and show you right off the bat, so let's get on into this. I pulled about 9 or 10 of them out for you right off the bat. So, firstly, do you like Cheech and Chong? I like Cheech and Chong, at least the old stuff. The old stuff was hilarious. And I have the near mint 45 and the picture sleeve to Basketball Jones. Basketball Jones has got to be up there along with Earache My Eye, two of my favorite Cheech and Chong songs. Okay, Basketball Jones, though, I'll give you a little bit of history about this because I got a couple Cheech and Chong 45's here. This one came out in August of '73. It hit the top 20. Guess who the heck is on this record other than Cheech and Chong, alright? I know that some of you people are going to know right off the bat. You're like, yeah. Some of you people aren't. So let me tell you who is all on the Basketball Jones song, alright? George Harrison, yeah, that's right. Former Beatles solo artist George Harrison is on the label disguised as Tyrone Shoelaces. That's George Harrison. Klaus Voormann, of course, friend of the Beatles. Also, former member of Manfred Mann, celebrated cover artist for records, and of course, like I said, him and George and pretty much hung around really good. Jim Keltner, of course, another friend of his, session drummer. Carole King is on this too. She sings background. Nicky Hopkins playing the piano on it. Tom Scott on sax. Billy Preston, he's on this thing too. The Blossoms with Darlene Love are singing background along with one of the mamas. That's right, Michelle Phillips. All of them on Basketball Jones. Maybe that's why I like this song so much, because it just has all of this musicality, boom, all in one song. So that's right, Basketball Jones. The other one I ended up finding, Class, shut up, Sister Mary Elephant. That's right, from November of '73. This was a top 25 on the Billboard, too. Class, now. Alright, to go from that kind of stuff to the Golden Rule, Don Rondo, December 1959. He was born in Ware, Massachusetts, near top 10 hit on Jubilee Records for Two Different Worlds in late 1956. After that, he did a cover of Elvis's Don't. In late 1957, he had another top 10 hit with White Silver Sands. After that, though, he ended up on Atlantic, Roulette, and Decca. And by the mid-60s, he was a broadcaster and a voiceover, actually, for Firestone and Z-Bart. So, Don Rondo, did not realize there was that much into him. This next one here, I gotta confess, I really don't know much about her. I really don't. But from August '66, Sandy Mason, The Same Street. I know she dabbled in country, but trying to figure out more about her is kind of a mystery. I'm not entirely sure why, but it was really good to find that one. This next one here, nice late '60s classic. On Philly Groove Records, the Delphonics doing La 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 means I love you. I can't sing, but you know what? They did this is like one of my favorite Philly group soul songs. The Delphonics, this was a top 5 single, by the way, but they started out in the mid-60s. Their first single, He Don't Really Love You, was on Moonshot Records in '66. There's 2 original members still left for the band, though, currently performing. When I saw this and the label, I'm like, this has got to be something. And oh, by the way, some of these were in those green collector sleeves. Yes, yes, yes. But this one here, from November 1960 on Impact, the Revels Church Key. Really cool instrumental on this. So is Vesuvius, which is the flip. Originally, though, this band was called, let me see if I can get this right, I wrote everything down here, Gil Cerna and the Rockets until 1959. This was a 6-man outfit, mostly from San Luis Obispo, California. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They broke up in '64. 2 of the members were the Sorensen brothers. Now, normally that wouldn't maybe mean much to anybody here, but the Sorensen brothers, I know, dabbled in the mid-'60s on Columbia Records. Who happened to be loosely involved with the Sorensen brothers and is on a couple of these sides? Future Three Dog Night member Chuck Negron, that's right. So you can go and take from the Revels to Three Dog Night in a couple steps of separation. Very cool instrumental. If you've never heard it, go listen to it on YouTube. Really, really nice. This one here, really, really cool. White label promo on Auburn. Kerry Lynn doing Summer Day from June of 1961. You know, I didn't know a lot about her. Very cool tune, though. I liked it. What was it here? This particular 45 is the first string arrangement by Jack Nitschke. I don't know if that sounds familiar to you. I know he would end up doing work for Phil Spector, for the Rolling Stones, you know, people like that in the 60s. But like I said, this June '61 single is what started him off. This was top 10 to top 30 in certain markets. But most people didn't know that Kerry Lynn, she started out at age 13. I'm led to believe she was like 13, 14 years old when she did this. But she last year recently replied, I can't remember to whose YouTube channel, but she kind of updated her own story, Kerry Lynn did. After disappearing, you know, off musical charts at age 15, she did 5 singles total, got married for almost 50 years and became an ICU nurse. And she sang to her patients and the families of the patients. iTunes has got all 10 songs of hers. So go check that out if you've got iTunes or just listening to YouTube. But some sources have got her as Girl Doo-Wop. So I mean, I'm glad to have this in the collection. Really nice voice. This one here, from March of 1965 on Tribe Records. She's about a mover from Sir Douglas Quintet, Doug Sam and Company. This was a top 15 hit back then. This was produced by Huey P. Mo? I don't know. But very famous for Cajun type stuff. But Tribe Records, I didn't know this, was a subsidiary of London Records, which was around, if I remember correctly, till about 1969, I want to say, for Tribe Records. So I was really happy. This is actually a it's at least a VG copy on this. The only other time I'm going to throw this at you really quick. This, do you know who else was on Tribe in the early 60s, like 1963? Anybody? Who said Waylon Jennings out there? You get a gold star. Waylon Jennings actually ended up doing a early solo 45 on Tribe. That close to getting it at a resale shop. I didn't have any money, came back in an hour and somebody bought it. I was so mad. It's actually not only a cool record, but it's a decent dollar record too, you know what I'm saying. So it's very nice to have the Sir Douglas Quintet in my collection. And lastly, I never seen this before, but I thought this was cool. On Sunglow Record Company, this is from 1965. It is the Sunglows. with Peanuts. Very cool instrumental. This band actually was originally called Sonny and the Sunliners, and then ended up calling themselves Sonny and the Sunglows. They formed in 1959 in San Antonio, Texas, and every one of the members but one were all Chicano. I thought that was really cool, to say the least. I want to say that they were around maybe only a couple years after this came out, but in certain markets, especially in the South, this was in at least semi-heavy rotation in '65. Very cool poppy song. Even Happy Hippo's pretty good on the flip too. So I found those. I have more, but I'm going to save those for another episode. And just a quick update. Today even, I didn't find so many 45s, but I found a couple Promo 78s, shellac, and a vinyl from 53 78s promo. Go figure. Alright, so a couple new subscribers since the last show. I want to thank Tim's Vinyl Confessions. If you are a Kansas fan, if you love the band Kansas or anything related, go subscribe to that channel, because he does nice reviews on he did one for the new Kansas album, but I've also seen some other ones of classic Kansas, and you will not be disappointed. Also, Clyde Sight, Jay Party, and Marty Phillips. Go subscribe to all of those channels on YouTube. Let's not forget here, also I'm on Twitter under Paul Pease, and I'm on Reddit now too. Anybody else got any other advices on how I can spread the Psycho Platter love, let me know in the comments box. Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark and Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams. Two of the best Sunday shows out there, period, on air. 6 to 9 p.m. Central for Ronnie, 9 to 10 for Mike. Go like them both on Facebook. Also, Freak Beat with Ken Worth on Monday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. on 107.5 The Spy out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Very good station. You can go listen to that through their stream. Also, Mike Bolia remembers Alan Freed. I know he had a little bit of hiccups recently, but he's back. Good for him on that. So go check that out on Monday nights also. I want to say 8 to 11 p.m. Central. This is Rock and Roll Radio. Carl and Dana. There was some hiccups there, but they're back too. I'm glad. That also is 8 to 11 p.m. as well, Central Standard. All these times are. Thrifty Music Collectors Group, Tim Smith and Company, always doing really, really good jobs. Shindig, the best damn English rock magazine out there, period. And lastly, the YouTube vinyl community. Without the YouTube vinyl community, none of us would be here and be able to give these videos to you guys. Like I said, I got about one or two more videos I'm going to shoot on all of this. If you want in on that little metal yellow submarine thing, tell me what's your favorite Beatles song or a Beatles story, okay? And we'll put you into the drawing. We're going to do this till November 15th, roughly. So, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies. Please subscribe to Psycho's Platters. We're hitting that 350 mark almost. We're getting there. We really, really are, and I'm very happy and grateful. And I love you all, honestly. Take care, God bless, rock on, and I'll see you next time.